Welcome back to the Principles of Performance. This is Module 5. I hope so far you've been enjoying the worksheets, the journal prompts, and the course itself, and you're finding a lot of value in it for yourself. As we step into Module 5, we're going to be stepping back a little bit. We're going to zoom out. What we're going to focus on now is how it lands. You don't have to really do anything for it to land with your audience. You simply have to allow it to. Now, I know that sounds like, what? But what it means is if you are fully convicted in how you are feeling and it is aligned with the movements you are doing, it will land. You don't have to push it any harder to happen. It just will. Let's use an example. Have you ever seen a performer who you're watching them and they're just not there? There's nothing behind their eyes. It's not that they're not trying too hard. They're not doing, nothing. They're not just standing there, but they're there. We'll quote a famous athlete. They're there so they don't get fined. It looks like that. So this is why we talk about the emotions and the movements and the transmission coming from a place of authenticity. Because if it's real, it will land. If it's not, your audience can tell. The audience is your collaborator as well. We've touched on this. You're performing, you're doing everything that you have rehearsed, and a good audience will also give back, right? That's when your performance becomes a collaboration. The space between you and your audience is that shared energy. You do something, they like it, they tell you. You do something, they don't like it, sometimes they'll tell you. I mean, we've seen comedians get heckled. Hopefully, most of the audiences that you find are audiences that are of your supporters and people who care about you, but sometimes you get a tough crowd and it doesn't matter what you do, they're not responding. And that's okay, it happens. As long as you're performing from a place of authenticity with those emotions and that story that you have cultivated and are sharing in a way that is real, it will land, maybe not with everybody, but with somebody. So you're not just showing up for yourself, you're making room for others to share the experience with. That's when the audience is a collaborative member. As a performer, yes, you're on display, but you are facilitating this connection with your audience, and you're doing that through eye contact, smiling, musical cues, because the music adds that emphasis, right? The costume adds a little bit of emphasis. That's when those other factors come in and make the performance more. That's when we're talking literal icing on cake. So, your body remembers what you've been rehearsing. That's kind of its job, right? You repeat it enough that your body remembers so you can repeat it when you need to. It doesn't just begin when the spotlight hits. That is an activator, but the lights and the venue and all of that, it doesn't really matter. You can give a performance with that quality anywhere. I once performed. It was a beauty pageant. I don't know why I was asked to do it, but I did it. And I was 16, and my talent was tap dancing, and the venue that they had me in was carpeted. So they actually asked me to perform in the bar of the hotel. And it was the only place that had a hard surface that I could tap on. And I gave them the same performance I would have given them if it was on a stage in an auditorium. But I did it in a bar with a bunch of people who were eating food and drinking, and definitely did not sign up to see 16-year-old me tap dancing. So your body remembers what you're supposed to do. It's your job to deliver the message. When you're anchored into your own emotions and headspace and mindfulness, the space between you and the audience becomes much shorter, and it becomes alive, and you can feel it. And that's when you get off the stage and you're like, wow, I felt great. I did you see that person? Did you see how they react? Like, you start to have those memories because you're more present in the movements. The magic of the presence is that it doesn't stop at your skin or your costume or the movements that you do. It's witnessed by your audience, and it doesn't even stop there. Think about all the times you've performed and people have come up to you afterward and been like, oh my gosh, I loved your show. I liked when you did this. Your music was that. Your costume was this. That's what we're going for. We're going for lasting impression. And that stage presence is not created because you're trying to like create a persona or, elicit something from your audience that isn't genuine. It's because you're just choosing to show up as you and reveal the emotion that you've been organically and authentically cultivating. That's when it feels more real. Like, anybody can pretend something, but it takes a performer to embody it and deliver it so it can be felt as genuine through an audience as well. So this is the zoomed out version of stage presence, because speaking of zooming out, we are always performing for that tallest balcony or that last row seat or for the stadiums that we hope to one day be on. And this is how you do it. And as I'm slowing down into this feeling, because I get so activated and excited because this is important to me and I'm passionate about it. But as you start to identify more with these thoughts and you start to dive more into your worksheets and your journaling, you will begin to embody these feelings, and it will become that much more easy to show up, and it will become that much more effective when you connect with your audience. All right? Take the time, get into those worksheets, get into your journal, and see what comes up. And I'll see you in Module 6. We're almost there.